First of all, congratulations on Nyctophobia. It is
Thank you.
really bizarre. I enjoyed it completely watching it. It's so different. How did you come up with this style? Because it is not a normal Hollywood movie.
I know. Yeah. I mean, Nyctophobia is partially based on my own experience. So, yeah, I used to have Nyctophobia. I didn't even know what it was when I was younger. But based on my research, many kids suffer from Nyctophobia. And then, because of that, they have insomnia and like a sleep paralysis. But I overcame it. So I grew out of that as I became adult. But then it came back during the pandemic. So it was an intense experience. And then I wanted to further explore Nyctophobia. But I didn't want to make a typical movie, like you said, because I know Nyctophobia is basically a form of anxiety.
Mhm.
And when you have anxiety, like it's so intense, but also internal. So it's really hard to articulate. And I feel like if I created a typical, movie with the dialogue, it might take something out of it. So
Mhm.
I wanted to create like an experimental movie without any dialogue so that people would understand what it, would mean to experience something like this.
Mhm. For those who don't know who nectophobia is, it is an
Fear of the
extreme
dark.
phobia of the dark that
Yeah.
causes both anxiety and depression in people.
Mhm.
How did you feel going through that yourself? And, how did you feel having to relive it while making this film?
Uh, I mean, it can be an intense experience, really, especially when you have sleep paralysis.
Mhm.
But I mean, I now I know how to deal with it. I have my own tool. I know how to deal with it. Um, but and then it depends on how you deal with it. Also, it depends on the spectrum. So I've heard about people who actually feel like they're levitating.
Mhm.
They feel like they're actually seeing aliens. It's all in their head. But it's not fatal. It's not even like, something that you have to worry about. Like, should I go to see a doctor? Maybe you should, but you don't have to. But it can be a very intense experience. But I mean, for me, like I've gotten used to noctophobia or sleep, I guess, patterns or sleep disruption. So in a way, like it has become part of me anyway. So it's okay. I mean, this is something that people ask me like, "Oh my God, are you okay?
Mhm.
How you deal with it?" But I kind of compare it to autoimmune disease.
Mhm.
So you have it, you know what to do, and it's kind of annoying, but you know how to deal with it after
Definitely.
all those years.
Um, there's so much that goes on in this film. How
Yeah.
difficult was it directing it and having it come out in the vision that you already had for it?
Um. Yeah. Could you repeat the question?
Oh, how difficult was it to make sure
Oh,
that this came out in the vision you already had?
I mean, it wasn't really difficult. I mean, the writing process was really quick. So because I knew how to, write and I knew what it was about. So the writing process was really quick. But I had to go out and shoot during the pandemic. So it was 2021 and 2022. So it was quite challenging to find the right crew,
Mhm.
also the cast. My actor used to live in New York City, but she moved to Texas. So like I had to make an arrangement to make sure that she could come to New York City to shoot. Also, we had to wear masks because of the different protocols. And then some of my crew members got COVID during the production, so we had to shut down the production, and then we had to get out there again in 2022. But the production itself was okay. Actually, the post-production process was more difficult because of special effects and graphics, also all those different color schemes that I had to create within my colorist. So it took about like 60 months, almost 80 months to complete the whole thing.
Wow. it seems like you went through a lot of obstacles to get this made. Why was it that you wanted this actress so much that you went through so much accommodations to have her?
Um, I mean, I uh, had auditions for about a month or 2 months, but I think that she got the material right. She knew how to get the emotion right. So I think she stood out among, the other actresses that I auditioned for this, role. So I knew that she was the right, actor for the project.
Once again, there's so much going on in this film. There's dancing, there's laughing, there's a little bit of everything. Were you able to shoot in order to, continue on with this pacing and the way the feelings that she's supposed to have, or was it difficult to just, bounce around with it?
No, it was shot chronologically.
Okay.
So yeah, so like yeah, I mean like for the shoot, like I mean maybe the weather. Also, there was a snowstorm before the shoot, before the major shoot in the forest. So we had to wait until the storm was gone and everything. So that was the difficult part. But in general, like the shooting wise or narrative wise, it wasn't that challenging to shoot actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Now you're seeing it come to different festivals.
yeah,
How are you feeling about the people's reaction to this film? And I think it's great. How do you feel when people connect with this film?
yeah. I mean, it's a good feeling when your project or projects receive good reviews and good reaction from people. But yeah, I'm very happy because when I was, making this movie, I mean, really, like it was a pandemic, and also like some of my colleagues left the industry, so I kind of like felt like I have to make this movie, even if it's the last one. So, like, also it was an experimental movie, so I didn't know how much I could go, especially after making this movie and then submitting my movie to film festivals. So I didn't have like a high expectation, to be honest. But then, yeah, I got into film festivals and I received like, good reviews from, critics and also, audience members. So it's a really nice feeling. It's rewarding. So
Is there any thought into making more films in this universe? Because it's fascinating to me to watch a lot of this stuff happen. And is there any more
yeah,
you want to tell about this story?
um, I mean, actually, I'm trying to create a comic book
Oh,
based on the movies. I'm working with my comic book artist. Um, it's an ongoing process, but some of the illustrations are on my Instagram page, so people can actually see the process in a way. But
okay. Well, congratulations once again. This is a fantastic film.
thank you.
Great watch. And thank you very much for your time.
Oh, thank you.